Welcome back to Project Ozone 3, and I'm in my void world to get started with this episode because we've moved across our nether stars. So if you have a look here, if I just pop down underneath, you'll see I've got my 3 cruxes that I was using at the end of last episode. I bred the nether stars up into 1010s. They are now working. Now, you can see there's one of them working, the other one aren't. That's because I decided to go with the minimum range for this block, and this block is a plant interactor. Thanks very much to a commenter who recommended it, and it basically is just right-clicking crops. Now you can increase the range of this thing by putting in a range add-on, but if I do that, watch what happens. See, it stopped, and wait for it. There it goes. So it's now going through each of these in sequence, which isn't great. So if I just go back to taking that range add-on out, you'll see it goes back to completely overpowering one block, but the other two don't get touched. And that's actually fine because we can make more of those plant interactors and face them inwards if we want more nether stars. Now in the middle, this is the imaginary time block. I did show you the recipes previously. I decided just to craft it manually, and it is a great block to craft. We've got a spectacle on top, and this thing just accelerates the growth so much. You can see that's why that's growing so fast. If I turned off this imaginary time block, then it would just revert to growing incredibly slowly. In fact, it grows so fast that what happens is you run out of the ability to actually pick up the crops. It's not the interactor that's causing the crops to get picked up. It's these absorption hoppers, and they just aren't fast enough when there's only one of them and this imaginary time block in front of them. So you will need a few. I put 3 down. Seems reasonable for now. That may not be the case once if I put down more of these interactors, we may have a bit of a problem. However, I've got this chunk loader here, and that is working perfectly well to generate nether star essence. So let's go back, and is there anything new in here? I'm not sure if there is. No, I already showed you those. That's fine. Let's go back to our old skyblock area, and I'll show you what I've been doing over there. Alright, if you remember over here, I was talking about the need for some kind of power system to feed in nether stars. However, well, you'll see why in a second, but that's just not become an issue anymore. You'll see I've got now 4 capacitors, so the output, we can output 100,000 RF per tick, or equivalent to RF per tick, at a time. And the energy injector is actually consuming, well, presumably some of that. And we are getting 1,500 in, so there's 2,500 out right now out to our Spectre coils. And in front of it, you'll see I've got 5 stacks of nether stars in here, because it turns out that plant interactor and 10 seeds just turn things a little bit ridiculous. I now have 7,500 nether stars, and that shows no sign of depleting anytime soon. I also have a couple more nether star seeds, 10s, just in case I need to expand that in the future, and it's relatively easy to expand. I won a couple of corrections really from last episode or the episode before. I made a mistake. I moved crops from here underneath here without the crop sticks. And as soon as you do that, it resets the progress back to 111. Not that that's too big of a deal, because I can just put them right back at the start here, set some more crop sticks going, and they'll happily go back to 10 again without me doing anything. But just bear in mind, if you actually do this method, you want 10s, you're going to have to keep them in crop sticks, which means probably moving them across to your plant interactors. And I think I will set up another few arrays of those in our other void world, just so we don't have to have these mechanical users really. Having those in crop sticks seems to be quite good, because only the nether seeds themselves require those cruxes. Otherwise, they are perfectly happy to run on regular soil, and you just need enough glowstone or light around them to actually make that worthwhile. So, I've got to do surface quartz again, but I'll do that off camera. Diamond. Diamond's probably the most urgent of those, because I just tend to use diamonds as part of crafting a lot more than the others, or rather I have a lot of spares for that, so let's just put that in there. And let's just grab some crop sticks, and I will put some down there, and then just feed the rest of this range. Okay, so we don't really need a power control system just yet. We certainly will once we get to something like extreme reactors, but for now, just putting stacks, and stacks, quite a lot of stacks, in that box will just do fine. In fact, that's had stacks, I think it had about 7 stacks this start, maybe 6. And it's down only about 20 nether stars, and it's been running for a couple of hours. So I don't have really anything to worry about. Are you finished with that diamond seed? Yep, you are. 111. So let's just pop it there. And that can start growing by itself off down the run. With the nether stars sorted out, running at 10, 10, 10, at least for one of them, let's also look at what the other thing I was talking about doing on this episode, at least initially, which was to get this, what this room is for, which is to get this sorted out. Now, I've got a mob slaughter factory here at the back. This outputs liquid meat and pink slime. Inside here, I've got a mob duplicator. That has a mob imprisonment tool, which I went and right-clicked a cow with in Landia, and that gives us, obviously, a cow. Hopefully that was not going to spawn the demon cow type, but we'll see once we actually get this going. And then it's set to always active at the moment. I may want to change that to be redstone signal. Let's leave it always active for now. Underneath here then, and I have 2 batteries, but I don't need those. I'll get rid of 1 soon. We have basic energy cube supplying this with power. So it's got power on the left-hand side. And then here you've got a quantum tank. This is going to feed in the fuel that this thing requires to duplicate mobs. The fuel it requires is, well, it's mob essence. Now, we don't have a mob essence farm. What we have over here is a farm that produces liquid XP. So if you... Well, there it goes. So they will produce liquid XP by virtue of that mob masher, which will get pulled in to this and quantum tank, which goes straight into that ender tank there. The ender tank, in fact, we could just put an ender tank in now rather than the quantum tank. We don't need a buffer there because there's a buffer on this side. So it just feeds straight down into here and into a different coloured ender tank, which backs up this, and it's like 2,300 buckets of liquid XP. Liquid XP is not good, or not the right fluid for what we need in there. What we actually need is mob essence. Now, in previous versions of it wasn't called Industrial Foregoing, it was called MFR, Mine Factory Reloaded. You used to use a block colour sewer. Now, there is a block colour sewer in this pack, but it doesn't do what you think it does. Okay, so it's not the old sewer. The old sewer used to be able to convert liquid XP balls, the thing you throw into the ground when mobs die, or in fact these bottles of enchanting. I tried it. It doesn't do that. It only deals with sewage now, so from animals, which is, I suppose, why it's been renamed Animal Sewer. Instead, there is a different block called a Fluid Dictionary Converter, which you can set to input liquid XP and output essence, which is exactly what we're looking to do. I assume this is going to need power, or will it just convert as it is? No, it'll just convert as it is. Okay. And then on the underneath, we just got to decide to set this to be an insert. We don't need extract on this side, and on this side, we only want extract. I'm going to set this to active with signal. Yeah, let's just remove the insert. And then can I just put a block of any kind in here? Something like that. How will this do for a signal? I never remember how far that signal propagates. Are you active? Well, we'll soon see. I'll figure it out. Anyway, now take a quick nom of our smingets. And then we can just turn on this. So this should start feeding mob essence. There it goes. And that is not proceeding until it gets a signal, which is good, just in case I need to stop this when it starts spawning demon cows. Nope, there's a cow. So I'm going to need to fill in all the space so it tries to spawn these upstairs, I think, because that's not good. But there's a cow. And there's another cow. So why don't we just go, do I have my lasso? Just to quickly grab these. Lasso. Yep, I'll grab the bottom one. And we're going to need another couple of quantum tanks, just because they are the cheapest things to actually do this with. And some pressurized fluid conduit. I think that allows multiple multiple different fluids to come out of this, so that will be good. And we're also going to need some power and bits and pieces. So let's first of all grab that cow. Hi, buddy. Let's grab you. And let's put you in here. Now you could set up a farm. The other way to do this is to set up a farm with lots and lots of cows in. And then there is a block that separates animals. So it separates the young animals from the old animals. So you can take all the young animals off to the farm upstate. Yes, by virtue of a mob slaughter factory. In our case, not so much. We'll just put in a couple of quantum tanks. Let's put them there and there. Okay, and then let's put in our pressurized fluid conduit. And I want to remove the insert from this one just to make sure this one fills it with one fluid, and then we'll switch the other one on as well, just so they don't fill it with the same fluid, just in case. And that's it's always active. You are there just fine. We'll just fill in that. And then we want a spectre coil, I think. Yeah, spectre coil. Go and grab one. Or make one. We are going to get to auto-crafting fairly soon anyway, but not just yet. There we go, one spectre coil. Or wireless RF, one of the two. Alright, so you've got energy, and you are set to always active, so that should slaughter them, I think, when it decides to. Have you got anything in you? No, you don't. No, you don't. No fluid. Why are you not killing the thing in front of you? It may just... Let's look at the working area. Yeah, that's why. Okay, so we need a range upgrade. This room is a 1, 2, 3, 4. It is a 7x7, but its radius increase will probably be 3. Or at least that should cover most cases. So let's just get the range add-on. And then we want tier 3. Let's give that a go. Yep, easy enough. They used to be called like tin add-on and gold tin range upgrade or something like that, but we don't have a problem with that. Off you go. And that's 2 down. Okay, so there is a pink slime and a fluid meat, liquid meat. So let's just change this one to insert as well. And there goes pink slime, which is going into one side. On the other side of things, of course, it is spawning cows permanently now. So they are appearing underneath here. Okay, I need to fill this in so they don't spawn down here. I need to get more concrete. So get another snack from here. There's another one already. Let me just remove this indication of the working area. And then let's just make sure we can fill all of this in. Oh, and we need to take care of the looting situation fairly soon as well. Where's my concrete before that goes any further? And I'm going to fill all of this in. Just to make sure there is absolutely nowhere for it to actually put a cow. Okay, and is that even required? I don't think it is. There we go. So there shouldn't be anywhere it needs, or it can actually do a cow now. And yep, this is filling up with mob essence. Good. And what is happening with that duplicator? Working area. Maybe we should increase a range upgrade for that as well. Maybe just a tier 2 one, something along those kind of lines. Range add-on, tier 2. There's an iron version. Yeah, that looks better. Oh, not quite. That's ranging downwards as well. I almost want to offset this, so I could move it upwards. That would certainly do the job, and probably the best thing. Let me move it upwards and come back shortly. Okay, and let's try that again. So we've got the mob duplicator up at high, and let's show its area. its area is now set to this, and yes, that lever was needed. Those of you well spotted, it's what I was using to turn that on. So yeah, its area seems to be fine. It should all spawn inside that area, the working area. And then we've also got this absorption hopper here, so we can show that area. And that's also going to pick up any loot and just fill it straight into a trash can. I don't need any more loot, so I'm happy to do that. We could try and filter any XP back around if that drops, but I'm not sure that it will. We'll take a look at this in the first place. And then we can just cap this off by just building up more, white concrete, etc. However, we already have enough for a pink slime block, so we'll do that just after a quick test. Let's see if you will run one there. All right, so we've got cows, and you need to set to always active. There we go. All right, so we've got cows dying at a rate of knots, dropping in place. And that should, well, it doesn't need to be generating XP, but it should be generating lots and lots of pink slime and more liquid meat than pink slime usually. Pink slime, yeah, that should be extracting. Always active. Yeah, you should be inserting, but it may have problems because it can't. Yeah, it's only the third tier of pressurized conduit that can actually do multiple liquids at once. However, we should be able to make some of that and replace this so that both of those can be active at the same time. It's something what we're going to need to do. So ender fluid. I'm probably out of binder. Do we have any more binder in the system or downstairs? Let's have a look. Ow. Yeah, we've got some more binder. That's good. And ender fluid. We only actually need one of these, but ooh, I need some more vibrant alloy, which needs energetic alloy. I thought I put some on. Did I not? Ah, got some vibrant alloy here. Good. All right, ender fluid conduit. We will get rid of that old conduit and replace it with some nice new conduit. And then we'll just set this to extract always active, and then those are both inserts always, so they should both be going. Yeah, there we go, 7 buckets, and that's just fine. So for now, I think I will just turn it off. And we are converting pretty much all of our essence. So what one thing we may want to do is take that to never active, so that we have a reasonable amount of liquid XP as well, if we ever wanted that. That's only 700 buckets now, so we've converted quite a lot over to mob essence. And if we want to change mobs, we can always do so. We can just replace that stuff in here, and this is just going to keep going because it's got a certain amount in the pipes already. So we can make sure that's never active. And that should shut itself down quite naturally. And I can go and get a bucket. I have a bucket in my inventory. There's one. Okay, bucket of pink slime. And let's go see how good this sword is as far as generating some luck. And let's go and grab it downstairs. And anywhere around here should do. So let's just knock a block out of the way. Put this away. And yes, you can use like slime and beginning stuff. I just want to see what it's like by default. And we just have to leave that for a little while. It shouldn't take very long at all. And then should turn into some sort of pink slime. And there's a little critter. I just built a wall around it. A water escaped me while I wasn't looking. While I went off somewhere else. So this one, I guess we can kill. And what do we get? We get 3. Not too bad. However, I did spawn another one and then use a mob imprisonment tool to capture it. Just want to see whether we can actually spawn more of them. Now I want to make sure, first of all, if we can do this, this is not active. But just in case it basically doesn't kill things right, I want to make sure it's probably player drops of some kind. So let's get this done. I just switched to this absorption hopper to go upwards into this chest rather than downwards into the trash. And let's see whether I can swap this out. Will you accept a pink slime? Yes, you will. Okay, and will you work if I turn you back on? Are you working? Have you got essence? No, you don't. I turned off the thing, didn't I? Yeah, just to doubly make sure. Always active. In fact, I don't want always active or active signal. Oh, that sounds... Oh, interesting. A few pink slimes. Oh my. Alright, lesson number 1. Set your lever to turn on. Use your lever, not down here, but up at the top. I've just dropped it into the void, haven't I? Up at the top here for your duplicator, not the fuel source. Yeah, quite a few slimes. I have more than enough slime to actually do the job now. I've got 2.5 stacks there, thereabouts. So yeah, we're not going to need that much anymore. Nor are we going to need that cow, but yeah, that should be fine. So we can use those up for sticky pistons, just as before. We can make slime blocks with them, various bits and pieces, but of course, also the thing we wanted. And also, aside from the laser lens, which is the thing we actually want, you can also make material stonework factories, and they replace these pulverizers I have under here. Material stonework factories are very nice, so we can probably make some of those. Material stonework, there we go. And let's just dump in some of this pink slime so that we've got that to craft with. And do I have all the things for that? Well, nearly. So we may as well make one. In fact, it needs a water bucket and a lava bucket, so I'll need to craft that manually. But you get the idea. All that goes in there. And the material stonework factory then, depending on what you equip it with, will produce different kinds of blocks. So you can get it to produce stone bricks, regular stone, sand directly. And that will be very useful. Glass directly. Just depends what you actually put in it. So you can use it for all kinds of different purposes and saves chains of pulverizers like I have here. So we can neaten all that up quite drastically. Now, we're full on some drives. A couple of drives full. What we actually want was the laser lens. Well, laser in general. So we want the laser base and we want the laser drill. Laser drill needs a laser lens and the white kind. So we want white stained glass, which it just looks like regular glass and bone meal. So that will do the job. There we go. We get white stained glass. That should make a white laser lens. Good, and we got that. Which should then let us make the laser drill. Once we get the other components, glowstone, which should be trivial, and steel casing, which should also be fine. Laser drill. There we go. Let's throw that away in there. And then we also want the, for the boron ore, we want the grey laser lens. So we want grey stained glass. And we can't get that right now. We need something to get grey stained glass. Let's see if we have anything to dye it with. Yeah, fairly simple. Organic black dye from Ender.io, which we've used before. Some bone meal gets us grey. And grey should then, if we get some glass, and ring that around there, we should get grey stained glass. From that we can then get grey stained panes. And then we should be able to get that laser lens. And grey laser lens right there. Cool. So we've got everything we need, aside from a huge chunk of power and some place to put it. Now, I don't know what the rules are in Industrial Foregoing regarding lasers. In previous versions in MFR, you used to put them up. I can't remember if it was the height above bedrock. I think that to be quite high above bedrock, if I remember rightly. However, I'm just going to get started with something easy for me to actually build, and we'll decide on more later. So for this, why don't we just go and put it around here for now, and we'll come back, and rebuild it in our void world, assuming that it works. So typically with these things, I think you have to be able to see bedrock or the equivalent. I'm assuming in that case that will let me just put it over a void, but we'll see. And then we'll just build up a little wall around the outside here, nothing excessive, just something to stop me falling off. And that's going to probably get rid of that torches effect, but that's fine. We can put a torch down. There we go. All right, so let's see. It does say 1 block away, so we may have to put it in one of these spaces and give that a bit of a go. There we go. And is it the base or the drill that needs to go into the middle? I assume the drill goes into the middle. Let's give that a go as well. So let's go for drill. No laser base. Yes. Okay. Is there a sidedness on this? Yeah, at least seems to suggest we have to go this way. Okay. It will be the wrong way around, but that's okay too. Okay. And now let's put the laser base. There it goes. It's connected. These used to have, obviously in MFR, 4 different sides going into the main drill. But this seems fine. You do need power. Interesting. Which one of these is going to drill downwards? Well, just in case, neither one of them are connecting with anything. So let's just make sure I remove this block. And then we'll get a... Ooh. Yeah. I assume it's actually the laser base. Even though the laser drill is the thing you'd expect to be going downwards. I'm just picky, you know. That being the drill. So 2 spectacles maybe, or maybe just 1. But let's actually craft a couple, just so that I don't have to worry about going back making more. And is it you with the power? Yeah. Okay, that's building up power, and we want a grey laser lens in one of these, presumably in here. Increase drill depth. I don't get a choice of those, it doesn't seem. Okay. And it does appear to be working. It is draining. Always active. Yeah, work is building. Not very quickly, mind you. Will this laser base accept from 4 directions? It will. So yeah, there is the 4 different directions. I should have this in the middle. Let me resort that out, and then we can think about just redoing everything. So, well, in fact, speeding things up with more laser bases. More laser drills. Now, if it's functionally the same as the MFR version, you're going to want more than 1 lens, just because the more lenses you put in, I think, influence it, if I remember rightly. So, we're going to require more grey dye. And let's see what it provides there. That should be more than enough. And then we want a grey glass. Not light grey, I want regular grey. There we go. And we'll get a fair amount of it because we're going to need more of the panes. Just in case, we're not going to need that many, but it's fine. And then laser lens. I'm going to make 5 of them because there's 6 slots. So, because we've got all this pink slime, I'd advise you to do the same. Assuming you built things along the same way I did. And then we want laser drills, don't we? Laser drills. Now these will hoover power. Yeah. In fact, we're going to need a few things for this. One of them is more glass. But just so that we make at least 1 more of these up, let's make a couple more diamond gears. What are we short of now? Another white laser lens. Okay, that should be fine. And then is it just glass? Glass in the centerpiece, glowstone. Okay, let's just grab some sand here and put it into our really fast furnace. Why is that broken? Cable? Don't know how that happened. In fact, I don't think it is broken because I can't put anything else here. Visual bug. We'll get to smart cable fairly soon anyway, and that won't be a problem, but it'll be fine for now. Let's just grab... Where did that glass go? There it is. Really hard to see. And that should be everything. So, laser drill. And there we go with another one. So this should double the speed, which is good. But at the same time, it's bad because it's going to take a lot more power. There we go. And don't stand in those beams. Do not stand in those beams or get in. If there's a beam that comes out of that bottom, don't end up in that beam either. I speak from experience. If I remember rightly from previous versions of MFR, there goes our next spectacoil. That's going to fill up. And this should now be increasing. So let's just add more of these. You'll see it's already produced coal ore. Obviously, the grey laser lens can produce more than one thing. So in the laser, it can produce boron apparently and silver, but it's sort of chance-based. So in this case, it produced coal. We want more chances of it producing what we want, so grey goes in there. And that work is increasing, 2% every second or two, so that's not too bad. How is our power, however? And that's fine. That's actually, well, I don't have to have that farm on anymore, but that's actually perfectly fine. So I think I can craft more of those laser drills with a bit more resources, particularly the steel, and we can get all four sides of this, and then we can start looking for the boron ore. Which, of course, the only reason to actually get boron that I know of, let's just have a look for other uses of boron that isn't the armor. The armor is the thing I'm actually looking for. We can make boron seeds as soon as I get 4 of this stuff, but otherwise, for the boron ingots, is there anything I actually want? Nuclear craft, mainly. Lots of stuff from that. Yeah. So if we get into nuclear craft heavily, and if we want to complete all the quests, we'll have to. Yeah, we will want more of it, but we can get that through seeds. And that's pretty much it for today's episode. We've got a good amount done. We've got a laser drill, our first one. Magnesium, that is from nuclear craft, so it's getting better. I'm not sure what magnesium's used for, but we'll get to that. We've got a very, very fast nether star generation now. In fact, so much we don't even need to manage it anymore. I think I will just create an export bus to go over here and export them into this simple basic drawer. Yeah, I mean, you can imagine this has been going half an hour and it's only used 20 nether stars. And if you have a look at the nether stars with that just single one by one, I mean, it's up at 10k now. If you have a look at the numbers, watch the numbers, it should change every few, yeah, there it goes. Every few seconds you're getting about 3 or 4 nether stars. So it's really far faster than we can actually use it. And that also scales. So if you want to put another nether star generator or 2 out there, those are very, very cheap. And you can then supply them straight from this cable and get the power back. So we can duplicate this up to 8k once this isn't enough, or 12k, etc. Each one produces 4k. We will, of course, move quickly beyond that with extreme reactors and similar kind of things, but for the kind of mid-game area, which is sort of where we are right now, it's a very good thing to have. Okay, so fast nether stars, laser drill, mega passive mob generating farm that is far, far faster than we actually need for pink slime. Yes, so if you want to use this for anything else, feel free to. The setup works very well once you've got it all configured. And yes, very, very happy that the creator of Industrial Foregoing improved the old method, which, if I didn't mention it this episode, I may have, may not have, which was to basically filter this stuff into an XP bottler. Don't have it in my inventory anymore, and then throw the bottles into the floor and then get a sewer to absorb them. Was never a great mechanism, particularly because if the sewer ever filled up, or if the tank that the sewer fed into ever filled up, more and more and more orbs would just keep generating, and it would cause lag and all kinds of crazy stuff. So now we just get a fluid ore dictionary, basically. Much, much nicer. Okay, so I'll see you next time for some more Project Ozone 3. Next time, I'm not quite sure what to get to yet. I need to get these crops going onto the Void World. And then we can start to clear up some space around here. For example, this can be cleared up, among other places. I don't necessarily need the Quantum Quarry, although I can just turn it on whenever I want random ingredients. And we'll see. We'll come back to you next episode. I'll finish off this laser drill as well. Got any comments? Feel free to leave them for other people. That's the most important part. Lots of tips on the last video, corrections to what I was doing. Someone did say you could use bone meal on a poppy, by the way, to get a rose bush. Didn't work when I tried it, so I don't know if there's any other ways of getting it. However, you know, we'll leave that to another time. As always, guys, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time for some more Project Ozone 3.